Instead of being buried by her grief, a Wisconsin mom is making it her mission to help families understand what it means to struggle with mental health.
Tonight in our Time for Kids, Time to Talk effort with SSM Health, she's living out her son's story to let other families know they're not alone. Here's Danica Lewis.
I wasn't convinced I could do it. And we found this place, come out here and kind of start fresh.
For Mary Rauwolf, starting fresh meant fresh air and filling a home with a new kind of love.
We have 5 special needs cats, 4 miniature donkeys. Big ears, big handsome ears. The pygmy goats and the chickens have to wait till spring.
On a property still stuck in the past.
We're gonna fix up all the barns and that kind of thing.
Mary is building a future, a process that started in March with another big change in her life.
We moved into this house 48 hours before I had a bilateral mastectomy. When you feel absolutely lousy after chemo and everybody still has to be fed, you're gonna get out of bed.
Because losing the hair,
they're a tie to my children.
Didn't even come close.
A reminder of my son that I lost.
To losing her son.
It's still a connection with him.
His name was Conrad.
And this is his teddy bear and his pig.
In the words of his mom, a hysterical, kind, super smart adrenaline seeker.
And that's a skateboard.
And from a very young age, a boy who struggled with bipolar disorder.
Yeah, it just helps me feel like little bits of him are still here.
When Conrad couldn't understand why he struggled so much, he found comfort in cats.
It was like an exhale moment for him. It allowed him to exhale.
That tiny kitten, not so tiny anymore, is still around. But the boy...
Unfortunately, he died in our home on July. I still can't see that date. July 17th of 2015, he died in our home. My husband and I found him at 6:25 in the morning.
Conrad started self-medicating with marijuana and experimenting with other drugs. He got in frequent trouble with police and was even arrested for vandalizing cars and mailboxes in his hometown of DeForest. After spending countless hours on the phone,
it causes desperation
and $68,000 on treatment.
And despair that goes so deep.
Conrad died of a heroin overdose.
He was 22 when he died. You don't want that water, do you? You want the fresh water.
So Mary's broken heart finds solace in broken barns and caring deeply for animals, just like Conrad did.
Oh, Poppy boy, my little left out boy. Here you go. It's a very lonely place.
Which is why when she leaves these guys behind, Mary's work centers around the Parents Addiction Network, a group of moms and other loved ones supporting one another as they support someone who's struggling.
Try and encourage them that this isn't the end of the story.
Replacing the stigma surrounding mental illness and addiction with the love she still has for a son.
A disease is a disease is a disease. Period. You're sweet like sugar. You're naughty.
Sometimes a fresh start means leaving the past behind.
Nope.
But some stories...
That's not written yet.
...start where the past left off.
The end of Conrad's story is not simply that he was a heroin addict that overdosed. I continue the work because I want there to be more to his story also.
In Rio, Danica Lewis, WISC News 3.
Mary hopes that someday the Parents Addiction Network will be able to provide families with a one-stop shop for research, connecting them with police, healthcare providers, and other experts all at the same time.
She'd also like to see stories like Conrad's in more high schools. If you want to learn more about the Parents Addiction Network, we have the information at channel3000.com. That's also where you can find more articles and stories about mental health. Just visit the Time for Kids, Time to Talk page.